I have a question around this statement that is for this clubhouse. So if the sincere need guidance, it tends to come. How does this play into age? And for those that are, let's say, entering society and becoming and realizing what their full potential is, how can they balance the overwhelming response that they get from society in betrayal and fitting in with this innocence that comes from being young?
Well, I don't understand what you mean by balance. There's no need to have equal parts poison. Poison shouldn't play a part at all. So society is pure poison. So when one is entering society, one of the most powerful things is for a human being to become wise when they're young. The combination of wisdom and youth is an absolutely unbeatable combination, because it is so profoundly rare. I mean, wisdom is rare in old age as well, but in youth particularly so, because the youth are swallowed whole by society. And so if one is able to expose themselves to truth at a young age, then they will over time develop a natural armor against society.
How can one put themselves in a situation where they can expose themselves to this kind of truth? What are ways that would benefit those that are entering society specifically to this notion?
By reading my work.
I had a question on controlling the mind, I guess transcending the mind. Is breath a tool to...
No, it's all false. It doesn't work.
I understand words take you away from the truth, and trying to be intellectual does the same thing. That makes it hard to ask a question, but I will try. You mentioned earlier in one of the previous sessions that really good art doesn't have an audience. I'm not sure if you meant that literally, but...
Well, I think that you're paraphrasing as a misinterpretation.
Okay.
I didn't say that really good art does not have an audience. Is that something that is art does not seek one.
Okay. But if you equate that to truth somehow, why won't it attract humans to itself if it is so liberating?
Well, I didn't. That's what I just said. It didn't seek the audience.
Okay.
You're the one who said it doesn't have an audience. I didn't say that it wouldn't have an audience. It may not.
Okay.
But the artist who is creating the art, if his art is pure, he is not looking for the audience to pat him on the back.
Yes. Okay.
How can you not be trapped within your own mind?
You have no choice but to be trapped until you understand the truth.
During times of suffering and in places like hospitals, value decreases. But when I come back, to society, value again. I give value to words, other people's reactions, things. Why does value come back?
Because society is the only thing that you have known for your entire life.
By virtue of the experiences in my life, I've come to the conclusion naturally that society is filled with people that want to sell snake oil, like tricksters. And I've come to a point where I'm genuinely afraid that I'll lose a lot of my youthful years following more untruths. And I genuinely seek more of the truth. Would the best exposure to the truth be to expose myself to more of your readings, or?
Yeah, I as much as I dislike saying it, the answer to your question is yes. I mean, there's so much material out there that I have put out, from Direct Truth podcast, the private discourses, to the discourses on the website, to the podcasts that are available to the public. And it is it is not, I don't like the fact that I tell people to read my works. I never do. I don't have any interest in someone reading my work. I honestly don't care. And, I receive, I don't know how many emails per week. I stopped counting. And I get pages and pages of letters from human beings telling me that they've transformed just reading the work. And if I'm perfectly honest, it doesn't really do anything for me. So I don't really have any interest in telling anyone to read my books. And in fact, I might even remove the books one day. I just don't care. But I must answer the question in the most objective and plain-faced way that I can, and say, yes, my work is going to be the only exposure that you have for truth. And there probably is somebody at 27,000 feet in the Himalayas who absolutely is an individual who knows the ultimate truths about everything. But with the exception of that, I've never found it. And quite frankly, if it existed, the first person in line would be me reading that work, wherever it may be. I'd be the first person in that line, buying the podcast, reading the work. There would be no one ahead of me to discover if somebody out there, if John Cooper or Bill Smith, whoever there may be out there, who is writing about pure truth, I'd be the first person in that line, because there is nothing in my life that is more fundamental at the central core of my existence than the truth.